Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another video. So in today's video I'm going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since I destroyed my Sunlit Plateau, and I finally just decided to do it. I was feeling inspired and just decided to do it. So today we're going to be creating a kind of rustic mining setup outside the Vitalis mines in Sunlit Plateau. I've wanted to do this for a while, ever since we got the train tracks and the little mining carts, so I decided to create that today. So let's get started. So as you can see in this section on the right hand side of the mines, I have kind of got everything ready and placing in the train tracks that I know I wanted to use. I didn't want to do a super long route of train tracks just because it is quite a small spot, and I actually decided to put Gaston's house here to be kind of like the rustic house to go in this area. I felt like a house would make it feel a little bit more kind of natural, and Gaston's was the one I felt like fit the best, and his house is one of those ones that just kind of works in sunlight because of the colours of it. So I popped that in there and then started figuring out where I wanted all the bigger items to go. So I put the training camp arch over the entrance to the mines. The Tiana water tower, I faced it backwards so you couldn't see the like crown on it as much, and dotted that in between the loop in the train tracks, and added in the little mining carts before going around and continuing to add a bunch of rustic furniture. Now in this build I wanted to pretty much use mainly craftable items. There's a couple of quest items and obviously a couple star path ones, but mainly it is just craftables, so they're quite easy to access and get your hands on. Obviously the train tracks, for those of you who aren't sure, they are from Oswald's level 10 quest from the DLC, so that is how you get the train tracks. I've been using them a lot recently in builds and a lot of people are always unsure where they're from. You get them with him, so that is how you kind of access all these different things in here. Are quite easily accessible and there's not too many kind of like gate kept items. Now in this build I did obviously want to give it the element of being quite run down, but at the same time I wanted it to still look like it was a functioning minecart system, so I decided to obviously add a couple of like broken down barrels and things like that, but still wanted to keep the kind of like the tent and the house in here to make it seem as though it is still in use and still functionable. And then I started going in with some lighting. I added some of the ancient lampposts from the DLC, as well as the new firefly lampposts that you get with Timon's quest. I've been loving using these at the moment, and I just felt like they really worked in here to kind of bring that extra little bit of character in. I'm probably going to end up using these so often in my build, so be prepared, you probably will see them a lot more in the future, but I really wanted to include those in here. And then I carried on decorating around the little like tent area. I wanted to include a tent just so it felt like the person who might work in the mines would stay over here or in the house, or it's like a little place where they'd store stuff. I kind of wanted it to have that element, but I did want to make this area feel very busy, very cluttered, so it is, as you can see, very full of furniture, but that was the vibe I wanted to go for. I wanted it to feel very full. And then I started going in with some foliage. I mainly went for obviously the more jungle themed ones. I added a couple of the Eternity Isle plants, the more jungle style ones, because obviously they work up here in Sunlit, and obviously dotted those into the smaller sections where we could block out some plants. And then obviously I'll go ahead afterwards and add in more of the actual Sunlit Plateau plants as well. Now for trees in here, I obviously wanted to go for some more jungle themed ones to go with the plants. I added in some of the new palm trees that have got like the bugs on them, and obviously added in some of the jungle trees from the DLC. I wanted to use bigger trees to block out this section behind Gaston's house so that it was kind of hard to see from that main entrance area, because I like things being quite covered in my valley, so you kind of have to discover areas. And then I did add in some more of the actual sunlit trees around the front bit by the waterfall, and added in some logs and things like that before going in with some of the sunlit pathway that I wanted to kind of block in, just so I knew where the pathing was going and could kind of give it that look as though it's kind of completed. And then I added in some trees into the back of where Gaston's is to block that out, and that kind of wrapped everything up. So here is the finished build. As you can see, I've made it sunset so you can kind of see everything glowing. I feel like it's just the best time of day to show things. And as you can see, as we come down the path, we have got our entranceway into the mine system. We've got a little bench outside for people to enjoy, as well as some tools to introduce you in. And then around the minecart track, we've got a lot of broken rocks, some overgrown grass, carts, barrels, all of that stuff to give it this nice rustic look. We've got the water tower in the middle being kind of like a nice grand feature. And then around Gaston's, we've obviously got a couple of his items, like his little gym equipment and his archery set, but obviously wanted to bring a bit of his character in but still give it this nice look. And then we can see the minecart opposite the little campsite we've got going for the people to be in whilst they are working on the mines, but everything's just got a nice glow to it and it kind of a very, very rustic feel. So here are some shots of the final build. I actually really enjoyed making this. It was a very quick build, but as it wasn't a huge area, I knew it probably wouldn't take that long. But I'm very glad I've done it. I really enjoyed doing it. I was actually inspired by Emily, who I recently toured her valley, and I saw her one that she'd done and I was like, oh, I really should do mine, because I've been putting it off and putting it off. And so I finally took the chance to do it, and it's definitely not as good as hers, but I really do enjoy how it turned out. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know down below what you think of the build, and if there's anything you want to see on the channel next, do let me know. I've got a lot of different areas of my valley still to decorate. I've got like multiple biomes that still need to be done. I'm currently working on Sunlit Plateau, so expect more videos to do with that, as well as I collect the new Lion King items that I can use, but I am slowly making my way through. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are so close to 3k subscribers, which is crazy, so any help and support in getting there is truly appreciated by me. Every single one of you is amazing. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.